I was thinking Gallagher arrangement was going to be about 45 minutes, but it's only 30, so maybe it was. Maybe it's Dig Dug arrangement that I'm thinking is. 45. Because I do remember Dig Dug arrangement being the longest. Okay. See, now this game I can hear. I think there still is maybe some audio I'm not really hearing correctly. Yeah, there's still some like quiet parts. I don't know what's going on. I don't remember this being an issue in Pac-Man arrangement. Actually, now that I think about it, I am glad I chose the Xbox version of Pac-Man arrangement. So that I didn't have to do Pac-Man arrangement on Game Boy Advance and then later set up this version anyway. But even with the weird audio glitches, at least I can hear something, so it's not like it's just no audio for most of the time. Probably a better way to use that thing had I like connected those Figars together first. But I don't know if that would have been worth it. There are some weird Pac-Man PC games I will be doing that like there was just a time in I think the early 2000s when they were just making some weird Pac-Man games for the PC. And you had like I think the first one was Pac-Man Adventures in Time, which is the best of those weird Pac-Man games. And that one's not too long. That's maybe an hour. A little over than an hour, I would say, would be my estimate for how long it would take me to beat it. So that would be probably the last one I would do of those. Because then you have Pac-Man All-Stars, which is probably the strangest of all of them. But I still think it's a pretty decent game. And that is about 45 minutes, I think. Whereas then you have Quest for the Miss Pac-Man Quest for the Golden Maze, which is a terrible game. But that would be the first one I would do for sure because that one only takes like 20 minutes to do. It is so short. And those I'll definitely be doing, but there's also I think kind of in a very similar category of, just strange PC games made around that time. No, this is very poorly planned out. That's not gonna kill like anyone. I'm sure there's a way where you could use that blue ball to just like get everyone super quickly. Except maybe like one Puka. One of them at the top. There's also a Dig Dug game called Dig Dug Deeper on the PC. And that I have not played, nor have I really seen much of it. So I don't know how long that game would take, or if that would be really viable to do for this challenge. But even still, I'm probably not going to do those PC Pac-Man games. Probably not going to do those anytime soon because I would obviously have to install them. And I don't want to bother trying to do that right now. Is this just to wait for all the dudes to come to you, or do these rocks do anything? No. Is that a flag from Rally X? I guess what they wanted you to do was create space enough to where when all the enemies did come, you could just easily destroy all of them with the rocks. Oh, I forgot there were boss fights in this game. I mean, I should have expected that. The other arrangement games did, but I think this game actually has multiple boss fights. I don't think this is the end of the game. This one you should be able just to hit this and it clear everyone out, right? Well, except one. Alright, that was easy. These levels don't seem to be that long. If this really is the longest of the arrangement games, that just means there's a lot of levels. But I remember it being the longest. I don't know if it actually is. I assume it's faster to make sure you just get everyone instead of letting one escape. Well, I guess it depends on how far you are from them. I don't think just all these levels are in the... I don't think all the squares are all the levels. I think there's a... There's like 2 or 3 worlds, I think. So I could turn around real fast and get him. Probably should be trying to grab random things that spawn. Some of those are probably power-ups. Because I noticed I was getting them... I was defeating the enemies quicker than before. And now I'm not hitting them as quickly, and it's probably because I had some sort of power-up that made it quicker. Yeah, it was that teapot. I need to be prioritizing getting that, because that's going to make levels go by a lot quicker. Especially with these gray guys. If everyone's just going to come here, I may as well just destroy most of them at once. I assume that red thing I just got was probably just for points. I'm assuming the hourglass is gonna freeze everyone. Oh, make them almost dead. Okay, that's our. I need to prioritize getting that power up as well. That's really good as well. I guess I'm just gonna have to use the rock. I don't know. I can't get him. Dude, the ray gun? Dude. That just reminded me, there's a game called Civilion on the SNES. Yeah. Or maybe it's Super Famicom. And that game's like 10 minutes long. I definitely gotta do that game. I have not thought about that game in so long. But I'm glad I just remembered it, because that is going to be a really short game to do. Because that's another game like this, where it was originally an arcade game. But unlike some arcade games, where they try and be infinite, so they just loop after a while, you can't actually beat Civilion. Like with these arrangement games, there is an actual end to the game. But yeah, I knew that wasn't going to be the end of the game. I don't know how many worlds there are, though, in this game. Oh, dude, there's a ray gun again. No! I missed the ray gun. That's definitely going to be one of the quicker things to do as well. To get the ray gun. I think the fruit is just points, like in Pac-Man. Dude, shield. Nice. I just need to prioritize every power-up. It seems like every power-up's just going to make things easier or faster. Which is what you would want from a power-up. Too bad they don't persist through levels, though. I'm assuming... Actually... That may have just been points. Or maybe it makes it to where enemies can't use their moves. Like the Figars can't breathe fire or anything. That's a possibility. That's what I would assume a lock might do, other than freezing them, but I mean, obviously the hourglass froze them already. We already knew that. Right. That brain did nothing, though. Alright. So, mix of the first two bosses. Basically just the first boss, but he breathes fire, and instead of Pukas to try and harm you, there are Figars. And the pink Figars as well. Wish enemies didn't just automatically die when you did. It's just making this take a bit longer than I'd like. Oh, well, that's fine, because this is going to kill 2 Figars. I went the wrong way. If he had set up a bit higher, I would have gotten him. There we go. That took longer than it should have. I'm going to assume this is the final world. Usually there's not too many places to go after the moon. Should I power up some persister levels so... Well, I died so I don't get to keep it anyway. But... Oh, what am I doing? There's a blast guy that's just gonna kill all of them. I don't need to worry about the marbles or whatever they are. Is that a special kettle? Oh, I guess I won't know. Nice. Wonder what this thing does. Oh, it's probably... Oh, no, it's just the rain. Sometimes it's a bit hard to tell what these things are because the screen is just so small. Probably don't need to worry too much about that extra life. I'm guessing that just adds treasure that gives points. Alright, so now the first boss with the ray gun, which wouldn't this be easier than the other boss? I guess the other boss, the first time, just stood down there like this guy is now. I thought this guy was going to start moving around like he did the first time, but I guess not. Oh, well, I guess he is. Guess what's supposed to make this version of the boss harder is all the pink Figars. Whereas with the big Figar, it was mostly just green Figars, which were no problem. Not that the pink Figars are too much more challenging in this context, at least. I genuinely think the third boss was harder than that one. Let's see. So what, 10 levels left, it looks like? Seems like for those, like, pink barrel guys, it's faster to, like, hold forward while hitting them. Maybe just for all enemies. Because it's like you're hitting them once, then moving to cancel it, but then immediately hitting them again before their health resets. So the yellow shovel is looks like it's a bit more useful than the blue one. Yeah, it just seems like holding the direction you're facing and mashing A is faster than hitting them normally. And obviously it seems faster the closer you are to them. Maybe there's 5 levels left. What it looks like. I wonder if those pink dragons I've been calling pink Figars, I wonder if those are actually supposed to be pink Figars, or are those just, like, different enemies? Oh, so this isn't a shield like how I thought it was gonna be, where it shields you for 1 hit, and that's it. It's actually it's just straight up invincibility. Yeah, I'm assuming this is the final boss, which means I was off with my estimate for this game as well, because this has only been a little longer than Galaga arrangement was. But let's see, maybe there's more?